Hey, guys, welcome back and happy Friday. It's almost the weekend. We're almost there. Guys, we have a lot to talk about. So Garcelle has recently opened up about how she feels, giving us an update with Lisa Rinna and Erika after the reunion. So we haven't heard about this yet, so we have all the details. But before we jump in, I also want to address the fact that we still have hot, messy topics tonight. So with Hot Messy Topics, thank you guys all for bringing your unfiltered opinions, and that's exactly what we're asking for. It's a subscribers only live chat. I hope you can join us tonight. We are doing it again at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's Monday through Friday. That's 3 p.m. Pacific. We hope to see you there. So with that, if you guys haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button. Again, get subscribed. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. Now with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so we know after watching the first part of the reunion that Lisa Rinna and Dorit, they were going in on Garcelle. We talked about it again in last night's Hot Messy Topics. A lot of people were super pissed off at the way that Lisa Rinna and Dorit both screamed at her across the reunion floor, especially when Garcelle was staying poised and chill the whole time. She did not give them the reaction that they were looking for. And you could tell they were trying everything that they could to pick, poke, prod, and make sure that Garcelle popped off. However, she did not. Garcelle did drop some receipts, though, when it came to, well, not receipts. Let's not call them receipts because we haven't seen those. But she did drop a huge bomb saying, well, I heard from a friend, a source that's close to you, Lisa Rinna, that you did not want race mentioned on the show. Fans went nuts over this. Everyone now is calling out for Lisa to either, own it. Did you say it? Did you not say it? And if she did say it, they don't want her to be a part of the show anymore. They want her to be fired. But as for Garcelle's appearance on Watch What Happens Live, she was asked a couple tough questions, an update on her relationship with both Lisa Rinna and Erika. And Andy Cohen even asked her, did you feel like you got more closure with Erika and Lisa after you left the reunion? Garcelle said this. As I left that night, yes. You know what? I feel like it was a clean slate. Now back to the reunion, we know that Garcelle mentioned that Lisa did not want the topic of race being discussed on the show. And Garcelle did admit that, her addition to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills definitely changed the dynamics. But she said, we were talking about things that have never been brought up on the show. So I do think a little bit of it is like, yes, let's just stick to the entertainment. Let's not talk about race. That's terrible, but it keeps going. In addition to this major bomb being dropped, of course, everyone is anticipating what are the hard questions that Andy Cohen teased that he would ask at the reunion when it came to Erika Girardi and this whole Girardi legal scandal. Now, Ronald Richards even said this was a huge reunion. Andy was asking the right questions, but on the first part, we didn't really get a whole lot out of anything. So I'm hoping the next 3 parts will be more beneficial, more of something to watch, because the first one, in my opinion, kind of dropped the ball. And that's not just my opinion. That was an opinion that a lot of you guys gave us on Hot Messy Topics. But according to Garcelle, she still feels like it's a little disturbing. She said, some of the stories she would say, she told us before, and then she'd come back and say, alleged. It's like, you said it, how can alleged be implied? Which that was one of the big questions that a lot of the fans had, because she kept on saying, Tom's alleged misdoings, the alleged victims. But why is she throwing around this word alleged unless that's what her defense team coached her to do? That way she's not admitting any wrongdoings on anyone's behalf. That could be it, but the word alleged was pissing people off, just to be fair. According to Garcelle, she does feel like she was sympathetic towards Erika during the season while they were filming, but she did let us know, I don't know if I believe it all. She's not buying all of these stories, but to be fair, she's not the only one who's not buying them. Sutton wasn't buying them. Kyle wasn't buying them. Dorit wasn't necessarily buying them, but really it was just Sutton and Garcelle who were raising the most red flags when it came to the stories that Erika was giving. So when she says, I wasn't buying all of it, it shouldn't come as any surprise, even though I'm reading the comments on these articles and they're like, oh, well, Garcelle, you should have said that in the moment. Well, she didn't have to. Sutton was saying it. And she did open up while filming and saying something's not right here. So I don't really know what else you wanted her to say about it. Right? One of the callers on Watch What Happens Live brought up an interesting point, and they said, Garcelle, you accused Dorit of beating a dead horse and refusing to let things go when fans feel like you did the same thing with Lisa Rinna when it came to the Denise Richards drama. She said, that is very interesting. I guess you can say, yes, I guess so. But the Denise thing was really important to me because she'd been a friend for a long time. And I just feel like Rinna could have let the other girls go after her. But as a friend, she could have been a little bit more gentle with Denise. Now, Garcelle did admit that the reunion was long. They filmed for 16 to 18 hours, which is an incredibly long day. And Andy even joked at the end of it, I feel like I needed an IV of tequila. But Andy did also say, I find Erika to be a fascinating character to talk about. She's like a character from a movie. Even adding, we were talking earlier about what a roller coaster of emotion Erika actually is. Garcelle agreed with that too, saying, I agree with you. 1 minute she's lashing out, the next minute she's crying, the next minute she's laughing. It really was fascinating to watch. But honestly, if anybody was going through the Girardi scandal, having that amount of press on them, having all of these lawyers going after you, being accused of a sham divorce, everything in between, not saying one's right or one's wrong, because we all still want the answers. And most importantly, we want the victims to be paid. I would be a roller coaster of emotions. I would be crying, laughing, screaming, and lashing out probably within the same 2 minutes, just because I wouldn't know how to handle all of this. But I don't want to just give you all of this information and not ask your opinions, of course. So I do have a few questions for you guys. When it comes to Garcelle giving us an update on Lisa Rinna and feeling like it's not really fair that we keep it to entertainment and don't have the topic of race discussed on the show, how do you feel about that? Because a lot of the callers last night feel like it's absolute BS. And they kept saying, the different callers were agreeing that Lisa Rinna most likely said something like this, but now she's trying to cover it up. That's why she did a very Ramona thing in jumping over, walking across the reunion floor, sitting down with Garcelle, hugging her and being like, can we just move on? Can we just be friends? Because she wanted to sweep this under the rug. That way no one is calling her the R word. That's what fans think. I'm not saying that's true or it's not true, but now I heard Hot Messy Topics. I want to hear your opinions. And when she calls Erika a fascinating character, but also says she's not buying her stories, I need to know what you think about that too. Guys, don't forget, tonight is another round of Hot Messy Topics, again at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific for subscribers only live chat. So if you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And on your way out, don't forget to smash that like button. It's right there. And hit that notification bell. That way, every time we post a video, every time we have something going on, you guys know that it's coming and you guys are able to join us. I hope you have a beautiful weekend, make some memories, and have some mimosas. I'll see you guys so very soon. Bye, guys.